Hello, everyone. So we are here, and we're going to go over some really, really cool, exciting news that's coming on out for kind of what we are doing overall here at Geek Therapeutics. We have massively continued to grow, which is fantastic because that's exactly what we wanted to actually do, and why we are actually helping out a lot of people managing a lot of these types of things that are happening everywhere. So, say for instance, like one of the big things that we have kind of noticed is that there are a lot of lacking of tools that are out there for the person who uses geek culture in therapeutic endeavors. And one of our missions, amongst many of the others, besides talking about geek culture and bringing it into the therapeutic context, is actually to build these types of different clinical tools for people to be able to use a lot. So today, what we're going to be doing, because we are very, very excited about this one specifically, is that we have basically been able to get our geek therapy card deck ready to go, and it is finally done. I am super excited about this one. We've had all of the writing done for months, and we were just waiting on some last minute artwork. And that last minute artwork kind of came on in, and it just looks absolutely phenomenal. And so one of the big things that I always like to do is to kind of see what other ones are you guys looking for clinical tools and being able to kind of help out a little bit, because I am going to be sharing some of the artwork today a little bit, and we are also going to be working on finalizing some of our other tools as well. So, say for instance, we have our Game Master's Dungeon Journal, which is almost 200 pages long, and is going to be there for basically the person who runs a therapeutic gaming group. And that gaming group always needs some ideas of how to manage a lot of what are kind of happening within the group. How do we narrate that storyline? What's going on? What are our planning goals for a lot of the different aspects of video games and D&D and other types of gaming groups that we kind of need to do. So we have actually finalized all of the interior of that, and we're just waiting on those last little minutes of details of what we do in the publishing industry, of being able to actually understand how much is it going to cost us, what is the lowest price point that we can actually sell it to everyone, and how can we make these things so much more important to the community to be able to handle a lot of these different gaming groups that we choose to do, and we do as clinicians. So the first thing I wanted to basically point out is the Geek Therapeutics Geek Therapy card deck is absolutely amazing. It's already available up for pre-order, and what I'm going to do is I am going to link that in the chat right now. And what we have been able to do is create this card deck that has 87 different cards within it that really help to understand what is the emotional context of things that we are looking to do with our clients, and how do we engage them when they may or may not want to be as engaged as clinicians we kind of want them to be. So this card deck is actually built up into a lot of really unique aspects. It has, again, 87 cards, and is within those 87 cards, there are 8 main insights that are built into it. Every card hits 3 of those main insights. So they are problem solving, developing introspection, self-exploration, acceptance and commitment, coping skills, boundaries, resilience, and perspective taking. So those are the different types of insights. And if you want a closer look at that, check out the Amazon page. We've got the insights up there, so you can kind of take a look at them and see kind of what it looks like. Now, this specific thing, endeavor, was one of massive passion for us, because this is one of the first things that we have actually seen that is actually out there for clinicians to utilize, that is with the intention to actually utilize the Geek Therapeutics Geek Therapy card deck. That is very, very important because this is just the start of lots and lots of other things to be coming on out. And as a lot of the people who are aware of the Discord in our subscription based service, they have known about these things and a few other things that are about to be announced over the next month or so. With these different types of cultural artifacts, we have made it a lot easier to engage one, our clients, but also our different aspects to really hone in on what are some of the problems out there. So I'm going to go over one of the cards actually here with you, and I'm going to kind of give you an example. And this one right here is for what we call TTRPGs, tabletop role-playing games, which is really, really becoming a bigger and bigger aspect of who we kind of are, and really a therapeutic endeavor. So this card right here says, before a player joins a game, they must tackle their first hurdle of creating a character. Every character has a race and a class. The different races are human, elf, dwarf, dragonborn, orc, halfling, and many more. While a class is either a fighter, hunter, type of spellcaster, or a specialized warrior. So that's what we call our setup. Within the next statement in here is, with these choices in mind, the race and the classes that we've gone over, plus the wonderful thing about these games is you can bring in anything that you really want. What is your ideal race and class to thwart your real life enemies and conquer your goals? This insight right here is very much geared towards the idea of using acceptance and commitment therapy, boundaries, and self-exploration. Those are the three types of ideas that we have created into this card deck specifically for this. So this deck is created with a whole bunch of these different ones based over a whole bunch of actually different categories. So the categories that we have done, because this is going to be our first one and we have access to do many, many more, the topics are video games, movies and television, anime, pop culture, superheroes, comics, and even self-care topics that have been steeped in geek culture. One of the reasons that we wanted to do this is because while it's a great tool for clinicians and a great opportunity for clinicians to be able to use this in practice, it's also a great opportunity for just a layperson, someone who's not necessarily in therapy, or someone who wants to do this on their own, to pick up this card deck and actually go and start pulling cards and be like, this is a wonderful exercise in either mindfulness or being able to manage what are my emotional contents that I kind of need to understand a little bit more. So we have really geared this card deck for a lot of great opportunities, and we're very, very excited for it. Now, as you can see, the artwork is beautiful. It is just hands down one of the best artists that we've ever worked with, and she is phenomenal in what she does. Other clinical tools that I can tell you that are going to be coming out, whether it's this year or early next year, is that Game Master's Dungeon Journal. That one's going to be coming out. It's going to be set up in 4 different sections of how do we engage our clients, how do we set up for our weekly goals, what's our ability to manage our group appropriately, and how do we keep them going through the storyline. And we have seen it already through our play testing of it. It is massively important to utilize, so it helps reduce a lot of the stress and burden on us as clinicians to be able to run these groups, because it keeps all of our thoughts in one place, it keeps our behavioral observations in one place, and it also can be utilized for an aspect of how do we manage our behavior modification if we are going for that, or maybe we're going for ACT, acceptance and commitment therapy, or maybe a Jungian psychodynamic one, which is a little bit more of my favorite. So those are the 2 big ones that are coming on out. But we also are already in talks with our professional GMs to start doing some really, really exciting stuff for the TTRPG community, and to really engage them in a way to make it a lot easier for people to use these stories in clinical tools. And they can just be utilized in a way. If you look at this one, what we call a story seed, and we plop it on in, and you run that as a campaign for that day. That's the goal of kind of what we're looking to do. So with that, we always want to hear what are some of the other things that we want to hear what is everyone else kind of wanting as clinical therapeutic tools, because we are here and we are going to be hands down working on making sure that we have a lot of these contexts and these different types of cultural artifacts to use in the clinical realm, because there's no one else out there that's doing this. And so we very much love creating this and also helping out the community quite a lot. So with that kind of insight, we really appreciate everyone who is part of the community, a part of keeping it up, and all of our people who are involved within all of our specialized treatments that we are involved with. There is a ton of stuff coming this year, and I very much appreciate everyone taking their time, spending the 10, 12 minutes with me, and reach out if you guys have anything. Thank you so much.